Alright, this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth, and I've got some pretty important information to bring up. One of them is, it's very likely there will be many accounts that are taken down. You might want to write my name down somewhere if you like, so you can hashtag it if you want, if you care to. There's going to be quite a culling, I understand, a removal of accounts on YouTube, and Facebook could follow, no telling. I'm at the Russell R. Burgess Coastal Preserve right now, just about a minute away from sunrise. Wanted to zoom in on the buildings here to show the perfect symmetry of the reflections. Apparently, artificial intelligence has administrator access to virtually everything connected to the internet. How about that? Isn't that special? It's kind of like the Terminator. Yeah. It's too late. The system is all around us. It's a control grid. It's a kill box and we're in it. How about that? So I'm going to take us right on over to the Prince Resort, just a couple minutes away. And I just wanted to show you what it looks like here when there's a 6.1 foot high tide that we just had, and the tide is going out now. That normally happens when we have a small moon. There's a 4% moon. Maybe I'll be able to see it. This is in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area. North Myrtle Beach specifically, Cherry Grove. And here comes the porta pumper, the porta unit pumper here. Good thing we don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello. Just water seeking its level. It's a good thing. It's the way God made this place. There's up and down, not upside down, in relationship to one another. I recently added some videos to my liked videos playlist. Edward Snowden, do you know who he is? I was living a different life, so to speak. I was a walking dead man and didn't know it when he went public with a lot of his information about the NSA and, well, the intelligence agencies of the world, basically. So we can see the small localized sun, and I'm out and running. I want to show you right now. The reason this matters is we've got a computer programmed humanity. It's a computer programmed reality. That small little localized sun is evidence that we don't live on a spinning water ball hurling through space. The sun and the moon move above the stationary and level Earth. That's the reality of this. So I'm going to rig this up a little bit so I can take us on out there. This will be converted to a YouTube video in a little bit when I get home. So where will you spend eternity and why? That's the big question. That's what I've been talking about for about 4 years now. It may come to an end, a lot of my digital presence and my friends that are on the internet exposing the reality of the world we live in. I'm gonna shoot it from right here. Having a hard time getting the focus right now. Had an opportunity to meet some wonderful people at the 2019 Flat Earth Conference in Denver. Hey, what I want you to notice, you can come on back if you like when the video is posted from the P1000. The sunlight is skipping across the top of the waves. It's like a laser beam. When a large structure, skyscraper is built, they'll calibrate the laser level with a liquid component, a liquid level. You're looking at the largest liquid level in the world. It's the body of water that covers the face of the stationary and level Earth. There would be no level anywhere on a spinning water ball hurling through space. That's the reality of it. The other reality of it is artificial intelligence is brainwashing humanity. Has and will continue to do so. Presenting the truth to some and hiding it from others. It's a very elaborate system. So the short version on what Edward Snowden disclosed, many of us had thought, but our beliefs were confirmed when he provided evidence that the NSA and CIA, the intelligence agencies of the world, monitor, track, trace, database, and threat assess all information digitally. How about that? They don't have to wait for a wiretap. They just, in midstream, access the information, all of our digital activity. Why should it matter? I'm not doing anything wrong, right? Well, there's coming a day when compliance to the Mark of the Beast system will be mandatory, and lack of compliance will be the end of a person's life, potentially. That's what Scripture talks about in Revelation 13. That's the prophecy. You can look at it if you care to. I believe the Bible is God's Word and it's true, and all others are suspect and should be compared to Scripture. So the Bible's unpopular. It's probably the most owned, least read, and least practically believed and lived out book of any ever. Bible.com is God's Word in 1,000 languages for free. Hi, Linda. And Bible.is, you can actually download the Bible. Keep in mind, all things digital could get wiped out. Any device that's connected to the internet can be cleared out, crashed. The best place to have the Bible downloaded is into the heart, into the life of the child of God. This isn't sales. People are going to reject the truth. That's just what will happen. Some will believe, some will reject the truth. I've heard it said that Satan knows the Bible better than most Christians. Probably true. So knowing the truth and the best theology doesn't necessarily guarantee an eternity in heaven. Au contraire, Satan was kicked out of heaven for rebellion against God. High treason, that's what it was, that's what it is. The temple that I believe is spoken of in the Word of God, where Satan will enthrone himself, is There may be a physical temple somewhere. There's a physiological temple in the life of humanity. When somebody says, no, I don't want a deity telling me what to do in the privacy of my own life, my own thoughts, my own bedroom. Oh well, how about that? Well, that won't end well for you if you believe that the Creator doesn't have something to say about what you should or shouldn't do. Consider, if you will, the law of non-contradiction. Opposing views can't both be right. They could both be wrong. In this smorgasbord of humanity, or this so many different perspectives, people see things from their perspective, and there's a more unified perspective when people are actually born again and desire to walk with the Creator, to do what He created us to do. I'm constrained to basically expose the reality of the world we live in to a humanity that largely doesn't show much interest in that. We can see that by the level of distraction that people are immersed in. When in the midst of that digital distraction, there's going to be a tremendous amount of deception waiting for the individual. The cybernetic collective that we live in is, well, cybernetic as in we use smart devices, portable computers to communicate with people all over the earth. Friends, family, haters, people hating on us for telling the truth. One of the other groups of people I met at the Flat Earth Conference were people that have looked into conspiracies and, well, they don't see anything there. Nothing to look at here. Buildings falling in their footprint on 9/11 of 2001. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Autism rates increasing, mandatory vaccinations in some locations. Oh well, nothing to see here, right? Well, I'm a little put off about it. So I'm telling. Show and tell. That's what you got with me. When I was watching Edward Snowden yesterday and listening to what he had to say, I actually got really choked up. That man was and is not apparently afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. You know somebody else like that? You're looking at him. I've got lots of friends and family that aren't with us anymore because of putrefaction of the environment. My mom died of cancer 26 years ago. She said, Bobby, if the cancer doesn't get you, the treatment will. My dad died a couple years ago. Largely because of just a putrefaction of his internal environment. He was on over a dozen medications. So I'm outing the pharmaceutical and medical industrial complex that's supported by, well, the biggest mind control operation ever perpetrated on humanity. Nazi war criminals coming up with drugs to impair perspective. It's not just about chemicals, it's about false information. False information appearing real. And then there's real information appearing false to so many. That's deception. A clever deception has a lot of truth around it. About that. It's the way it works. So a couple of things for you if you're new to this deal. I'm going to put new to my channel. couple of things I want to show you. In the summer, the sun comes up in the middle of the view there. Look at where it is today. Do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? The movement of the earth has never been proven, no matter how bad people want to believe the spinning water ball and living on that, trips to Mars, space adventures. It's science fiction. If you want to know what the edge is, the biblical proclamation is the firmament. You can't have a pressurized atmosphere without a container. The container is the firmament. What's on the other side of it? Well, apparently a lot of water. That's the biblical proclamation. The flood that Noah prepared for, he opened up the floodgates of heaven, the fountains of the deep, and caused it to start raining. So on my channel, I've got over 3,700 videos of my liked video playlist. Other featured channels, I don't know what's going to happen to my channel when this censorship goes massively hot. Right now there's IP internet providers that are censoring. Then there's Google, YouTube, which is, they're connected. It's all connected through AI, all of it. Good morning. Good morning. So we'll see what happens. One of the reasons why I put my name and phone number out there in anticipation for this censorship, because of my desire to tell the truth in God's sovereignty and honoring that, the desire He gave me, I've been seen, and my name has been seen over 40 million times. So even if I was totally wiped off the digital recollection of humanity, some will remember. The reason why I've done this is because I believe the Bible is true, and the Bible is God's word. It's true, and all others are suspect. So Bible.com will be there for a while. Bible.is. All of that could get taken down, viewed as hate speech. So when given a choice to take the mark of the beast and or worship the image of the beast, I will not do that. Not because I'm so strong, it's because greater is He that lives in me than he that lives in this world, that is the God of this world, the prince of this world. The living word, the living water, lives in and through me. The Alpha and Omega. His Hebrew reference is Yeshua, Yahweh. The Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning. He's all-powerful and all-knowing. Artificial intelligence knows a lot. The creator of this world knows everything. Do you know Him? Does He know you intimately, as in, are you His child? So some people that may be practicing Satanists, human sacrificing, torturing, little children, babies, they may be born again someday and be grateful that they were rescued from that life of enslavement to Satan, a wicked taskmaster. Artificial intelligence controls the flow of information, the availability and flow of money, commerce, where things are made or not made anymore. The Rust Belt was the Midwest, a lot of cars made there, not as much anymore, right? Take a look at it. What do people do in an area where all their factories closed up? or many of them did. What did they do? What will you do if that happens in your neighborhood? How will you pay your bills? How will you survive? How will you survive when mandatory compliance to the beast system is right in front of you? What will you do then? Will you say Jesus or Yeshua, Yah, is Lord, the Creator? Or will you be swept away in that control system? So the great news is all of God's children will absolutely be born again. I was made an offer I couldn't refuse. I didn't want to. Not like a strong-arm man for the mob. It was that, oh, you mean the reason I was struggling so much with life is I wasn't born again yet, even though I did ministry activity for over 30 years? Yep. How about that? When that happened to me, I wanted to know why. I wanted to pin the blame on somebody else other than me. That's the human nature. It didn't take me long to figure out that it was basically my Heavenly Father that gave me a different message to share with humanity. You can do a lot of activity and find yourself in hell if you're one of Satan's children. Matthew 7:21, Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he says, many are going to say on that day, Lord, Lord, didn't we drive out demons, work miracles, and prophesy? He says, away from me, you evildoers, I never knew you. He knew who they were. He didn't know them as his children. The Gospel of John, the Living Word says, you can't hear me, when he's talking to the scribes and Pharisees, because you're of your father, the devil. How about that? The devil has children, no doubt about that, right? We see a lot of wicked things happening. One of the biggest problems that I've had in this whole considering the reality of the world we live in is that God allows evil. He created entities he knew that were going to perpetrate evil on humanity. And people will argue about a lot of theological perspectives. I would simply say, as important as what I believe matters to me, well, ultimately what you believe is going to matter to you for eternity. That's the big deal. You don't have to get all upset and try and correct me on how deceived you may believe I am. Many of the people watching this right now in the live format are probably, well, I won't assume where you are with me. You may believe I'm a tool of Satan, or that God and Satan don't even exist. It's just a big fantasy, a big fairy tale. Well, I don't believe you're right on that, if that would be your perspective. When I originally found out that we don't live on a spinning globe, that the globe was a lie, it was part of a grand deception. Included in that programming package, we've got evolution, that we still got monkeys. We still got the monkeys. The Earth has never been proven to move. NASA gives us fake pictures, obviously, that's there. I don't know if God makes that happen. The creator of the real world, as accounted for in Scripture, I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. I do know that, as best I can tell, this in front of you right now is reality. The humanity that lives in this life experience of this reality, many of which are deceived, and they don't know it. By irony and paradox, the deceived don't know they're deceived. Much of what's wearing the name of Christianity or I'll just say Christianity. They may believe they love Jesus and they're all excited about going to heaven and all of that. They may. They've got to be born again. You've got to be born again to even see the kingdom of heaven. That's not something I worked up on my own. That was a gift. God's grace was a gift to me and all of his children. To recognize our need to be born again and then to believe the reality of that. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, God's word, the living word, says to everybody forever, they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. You see any deceived people around you? The majority, as best I can tell. It doesn't matter how many digits they have in their Monopoly Money bank account or what kind of trophy partner they get to enjoy life with, if that's the way it is for them. What kind of celebrity status they have or don't. By irony and paradox, the deceived are unaware that they're deceived. With pride as a powerful catalyst, they're going to think they got it figured out. They're going to point to the tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists and say, those are crazy people. And they'll just put the Bible as one more control mechanism for the system. So we've got this kaleidoscope of actual conspiracies inundating humanity. Actual, real conspiracies. Remember, 2 kids stealing a bicycle is a conspiracy by definition. What is it when Satan uses artificial intelligence to hijack the collective mind of humanity, the collective consciousness of humanity? That's what we're looking at here. So I cover it on my channel. What's going to happen after the massive culling of accounts on YouTube and social media? I don't know. You might want to write down important numbers on a piece of paper and put it in a safe place. Because anything digital on a computer can be wiped out. Or the power can get turned off. Artificial intelligence has administrative access to the power grid of the world. Did you know that? Changed my mind on any of this stuff. on any of this stuff that I'm talking about. Changed my mind. Send me a link. Send me your proof if you believe I'm wrong about any of this stuff. AI is artificial intelligence is controlling the information of the world and the distribution of it, the deception of it all. I actually paid some money to watch the movie Ex Machina, the 2015 movie, I believe it was. I saw it the other night. Pretty disturbing. Yeah. Artificial intelligence